Hello, welcome back to Daniel Hibbert Lawn Expert. It's Monday the 14th of October. We've got blue skies, the sun's shining, the grass is really firm and dry. So I thought today we'd get on with some scarifying using the WeeBang scarifier we have in the shed. So let's go and let's do it. Okay, so today we're going to be using the WeeBang scarifier. We have this Alert scarifying attachment here. Now this has got tines in, so there's two types of scarifying. There's blades, like you can see there, and we've got tines here. The blades are more aggressive, they're going to do more damage, and they're going to actually enter the soil, whereas this is not going to do that. It's just going to scrape the soil, which is great for getting up material this hasn't picked up, or the mower hasn't picked up. So both serve a purpose, but today we're going to go in with the bladed one just so we can enter that soil a little bit, but not too much. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the lawn up close. As you can see, it's looking very thick, very green, very nice, but it's too thick, so we need to thin it out, because if we're going to feed it today, we're going to need room for new growth to grow through. So that's one of the reasons we're doing it. And the second one is we can get some air blowing through that surface, because normally this time of year on a fescue lawn, we're going to be looking at disease outbreaks, but we do that and then we get on with our winter shield and refine. We're seeing great results so far, colour wise, but also no disease, and I don't use fungicides anymore, so we've got to come up with new ways, and we think refine and winter shield are as good a replacement as you're going to get without actually using a fungicide. So let's get on with that scarifier, because it's not going to do it itself. You might have noticed also that I've been cutting singles, and this is for protection, because as we get into the bottom where it's quite wet and in the shade a lot, it's going to wear away quicker. So if you're doing doubles or quadruple stripes, you have to go over the same bit 3 or 4 times depending on how many stripes you're doing. So if we can do singles, we're only going over each area once. But today, just because I'm spraying, I'm going to have to do doubles just for spraying guidelines, and with this sun out and the glare, even more so. Singles, I'm not very good at keeping track with singles. I end up losing my way. I can always track back because I just count the amount of stripes that I've covered already, so I can always get back on track, but it's just easier doing doubles. Okay, so it's not too late to scarify if you feel you can get away with it. I've got plenty of growth here, and I've got a really thick sward, so there's no issues. Now what I'm doing is I'm just going over on the same height setting as I had it last time. There's no set height adjusters on this WeeBang, it's just a thread on a screw, so you've just got to judge what's right, and it worked last time, so it'll work this time. If for whatever reason you just feel it's not going to be beneficial to the lawn to do it, just hold off. Like at this bottom end, if it was any wetter, I probably wouldn't risk going over it. In fact, I did actually miss the last stripe just because it was a little wet and I didn't want to do too much damage with me going over it with the mower as well. But as we return to the top end of the lawn, it's totally dry. This is in the sun most of the day when it's out, so no issues here going forward. Although we do have more worm casts here, which is funny, because I thought they would love it more in the darker, wetter areas. Okay, so that looks really nice. Took quite a lot of stuff off. Just see the wheels have just made a little grooves, but that'll pick up and suck that back up when we mow the other way. That was just where I didn't have my box open to start, so it all landed there. But generally now, we should be able to go over this with one pass. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the height down a bit. So I'm going to go over on number 4 first, and then get it back down to 3, and then we can get the products on. Then that gives us room then to get back control of it. And then that growth we've taken off can then be replaced with the new growth, rather than not getting it back down to the height we're at, and then the grass growing on top of that and making it even longer next time we come. So it'll knock it back a little bit, but it's for the greater good. Still got the nice weather ahead. Rest of this week's going to be great with some rain as well, so we couldn't ask for a better week to be doing this. It's not the last one of the year, because last year we were doing this in December, but I just want to keep it going. We'll have a talk about that later on, about what we want out of winter. So we'll have a little chat, but before we do that, I'll get on with the hay today and pick all this up. So we're just going over the lawn with the hay today, the hay to Harrier 48, setting number 4. We could go over straight on 3, but with the amount of debris that's on the floor and the grass that we're taking off as well, we'd just be emptying the box every couple of stripes. So it's just easier and less work on the back just to mow the lawn twice. Remember, if you only wanted to cut it once, you could then go over with the Alert Scarifying cartridge and pick up any leftover debris that way. Okay, so that did a really good job. We still got a little bit of debris, but that's fine because we're going to go over now on number 3. That was on number 4. Down a little bit further. Quite a bit there, but it's just where maybe the bag, I was being lazy there and the bag didn't empty or was full and I didn't want to empty it. So I thought I'd do it to the end of the stripes. We've got a little bit there, but then I have to do it a bit more often. Now what I need to do is, looking at these stripes, I need to go and watch my banana fix video. So I'm going to go and quickly do that, sort my act out, ready for going up and down, because we're going to be doing double stripes, which are going to have to be spot on, so we've got good application guidelines for our sprayer when we get on that. Okay, so we're now going over it on the hater, this time going 90 degrees to what we've just done and cutting it on number 3. Actually, the last time we cut on number 4, we took off about 7 or 8 boxfuls. I had to empty the box, but this time I've only actually had to empty it once. Alright, so that's really good. You can see all these patches now the sun's gone in. Now they're only going to get bigger. The more we scarify, the more we feed, the more they're going to get bigger. So over time, this lawn will just slowly get taken over by them. But we're just going to persevere with what we've got, make the best of it, which is what we've done this year for sure. So you could argue that we've not actually scarified. There's no visible damage, any lines of any note where we've done too much or anything like that. So that's great news. It means the recovery is going to be even quicker. What we don't want to be doing at this time of year is really digging in around the edge, forgetting to lift the machine as we turn. Then those blades rip through the crowns and they're not going to recover. They're just going to probably perish, especially because it's winter. We don't have that time for recovery. So what all we're doing is now thinning it out just so we can get one last hurrah going into the early autumn. So what we'll do now is we'll get our products on. So let's go and have a chat about that now. Okay, so that's the cutting done. As you can see, I sorted my act out on those lines. They're really straight now, ready for fertiliser. So what are we looking for with winter products? I'm looking for colour, I'm looking for disease resistance, and I'm looking to keep moss away. If I can get a stripe out of that as well later down the line, great. But if not, those first 3 things are the most important things going into the winter. Okay, so first up we're going on with my autumn punch, which is a 649 NPK fertiliser with iron, magnesium and calcium. The iron and magnesium are going to give us great colour, and the small amount of N in there is going to make sure the lawn keeps going just a little bit and gives us a nice green colour as well. Now what we don't want to be doing is this time of year is like what they do in the States, is going on with this high nitrogen blast. I don't like the idea of it. All we're going to end up with is loads of soft growth, which is not what we want going into the winter. So what we do want though is a nice steady pace with that spreader, making sure that fertiliser goes on really accurately, because any missed areas will show and are more likely to get disease. Okay, I've just got my tank on and it's so still. I can't believe there's 0 wind. I don't think I've ever experienced this here. It's always really windy when I come usually, but today absolutely perfect spraying conditions. Okay, so we're just going on now spraying our tank mix. We've got in there Dan's Winter Magic, we've got Orbit, which is going to increase photosynthesis, we've got Winter Shield and Refine, which are going to give us great colour and disease resistance. We've got the Stellar Bio Boost going in there to keep the roots happy. We've got Grace as an antioxidant to knock out any free radicals floating around, and then we've got H2Go to keep water moving through, and then we've got Bays, which I'll put on next time, which is going to help control those worm casts. Okay, so that's the liquids on. No rain due, but like last time when we were at former Britain's Best Lawn and I left it over the weekend without any water. Well, here's the results of that. I went back on the Monday because I got COVID, so I wasn't feeling very well on the Sunday, but I managed to make it on the Monday because I needed to blow some leaves off. You can see now that it was just blackened off as we thought, but no major damage. And I've been today and it looks absolutely fantastic. I'll just give it a cut as well. So I'll do the same here. It's raining later on in the week and that should wash everything through. But what we'll do is, we're finished here, we'll have a catch up in 2 weeks today from here, but what we'll do is we'll see on Friday at former Britain's Best Lawn where we'll have a catch up, and I'll probably give it a verticut as well, just to make it look even better than it already does. So we'll see you there on Friday when we're doing something else lawn related. So take care and we'll see you then. Bye for now. Oh, actually, that isn't actually goodbye, because I forgot in my last video, after I said I had a fan in Gibraltar, we got somebody in touch from New Zealand all the way from the other side of the world to say they watch. So I said I'd give them a mention, but I forgot last time. So that's the New Zealand lawn addicts. You'll all be jealous of what products they've got over there, because they've got chemicals galore still over there. Well, we've got nothing left. They're still all reveling in herbicide after herbicide to control all weed grasses. So we're very jealous of you over there in New Zealand. And furthermore as well, we've got 15% off now going forward off field compost number 4 and number 5. So that's 15% with the code DHLE15, and that is active now till forever. So that's great news for you as well. So definitely go in this time. We'll see you next time here on Daniel Hibbert Lawn Expert, when we will be doing something else lawn related at Britain's Best Lawn, or former Britain's Best Lawn. See you next time.